Check this out. This is beautiful. Wow. Hey guys, welcome back to Stone Kayaking. It is Tuesday, October 7th. It's 11:30 in the afternoon, and I am in Hyannis, Nebraska. I'm about 5 hours away from home. I left this morning. The end game is Scotts Bluff, so I got another hour and a half to go. But this is Hyannis, Nebraska, and this is called Hyannis Wildlife Management Area, or Beem Lake. So, quick story. I have driven past this lake. at least 7 times in the last 5 years. And every time I come out here, this is Highway 2 right here. That kind of cuts through the sandhills. And every time I drive past this lake, I always see people out on this lake. I'm trying to figure out, how did they get out there? So what people did was they mowed like a patch of grass. I think farther down the highway, it's a little turnoff. I don't think it's there anymore. But what somebody did was they kind of mowed an area to park, and then people slipped their boats into the water through this tall grass. And I thought, man, that's kind of goofy. Anyway, last year I was driving past this lake and I saw a bunch of excavators and tractors dumping gravel and dirt right in here. I thought, wow, they're gonna actually make a boat ramp and a parking area. Well, they did. So here it is. They finally added something to this lake where you can actually get in. And check this out. This is beautiful. It obviously is very weedy. Lots of tall reeds and grass growing out of this lake. But from what I can see, yeah, check out how new this is. This is brand new. This is great. I'm glad Nebraska did this. But from what I can see, when I first pulled up 30 minutes ago, I thought, oh no, it's too low. But, if you get down here, I'll look at all the fish. That's fun. Yeah, look at all the fishies. If you get out here, it looks pretty deep. All I need is 4 feet of water to get through this lake. And, wow, it's really clear. Yeah, look at all the fish. That's cool. I'm going to, watch out for that pole. I found right here, there's a channel that kind of goes around the lake. So I'm gonna do that. This lake is 120 acres, so it's not too big. But, I'm not sure if I can get very far. But this is cool. This is absolutely beautiful. I am in the sandhills. Like I said, the end game is Scotts Bluff, which is another hour and 20 minutes west of here. I'm gonna do a bunch of lakes in that area, and that, as I'm finding out, is questionable. I might not be able to get done with all the lakes this year. We'll find out. We will cross that bridge when we get to it, or go underneath it. So anyway, after this lake, after Beem, after this one, there is another lake that is, let's see, I think there's a highway that splits south, and I think it's right before the town, right down there. I'm gonna head south to another lake. See, it's okay. I got enough time today. There's another lake that's south of here, about 10 miles. That's questionable. I'm not sure if I can do it. So this trip is going to be a lot of questions. With the government shut down right now, a lot of these lakes that are on my list for this trip are in wildlife refuges. So I'm not sure if the refuges close. Like, I know the bathrooms close, and I know like the visitor centers close, but I think you can still camp, and I think you can still get on the lakes. Like, how can you close a lake, you know? I suppose they could put up like a barrier at the boat ramp, but I'm in a kayak. I can kind of get in anywhere. Anyway, again, we will cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's go check this out. This is awesome. It's 61 degrees. It's a little bit warm. I think I might take this off. No wind, like just zero wind. In this whole trip, there's not supposed to be any wind. So let's go. Oh, and real quick, sorry. I no longer am using GoPro cameras. I bought another DJI camera. There it is right there. It's the 4. I think they're up to the 5 now, but I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to spend the extra $200 to buy the 5. And you guys know I always have a problem with these goofy things. Well, I found some online on Amazon. These are aluminum. If you guys have watched my other videos, these things keep on popping off. And then that arm just falls off the kayak with the camera on it. Well, I found some aluminum ones with pre-drilled holes, and actually this was my dad and I did this. We just drilled some holes, and now it just slides right in there. See that? So I will never have a problem with this coming off ever again. That's great. That's huge. I should have done that a long time ago. And like I said, I got another DJI camera. I absolutely love these cameras. I brought the GoPros with me, but man, I am not going to use those ever again unless I have to. So anyway, let's go. Just pray I don't get stuck and that this lake is just deep enough to hold me. Like I said, I only need about 3 or 4 feet of water. Wow, this is just beautiful. So there are no signs. The highway's to the right of us. There are no signs for this lake. The turn came really quick. I had to brake hard on the highway, and I wasn't really sure what I was looking for. Boy, I'm glad they fixed this. They did it right. So I don't think I kayaked in the month of September, maybe in the very beginning, but here's what's been going on since you guys last saw me. On my last kayaking trip, I broke my laptop. I don't know how it happened. I must have dropped it somewhere, but the screen cracked. So the screen was black up in the corner. It was cracked. The lid was bent. But thankfully, when I go home, I have a dual screen setup. So I hooked up the laptop to the dual screens, the dual monitors, and I was able to produce those last videos. And then the laptop was still under warranty, so I had to send it away to Texas. And that took about a week and a half. And then I got really sick. I still kind of have a little bit. I got a pretty bad head cold, and it kind of laid me up for a while. And then I took a little vacation. I went to Wisconsin. I have never seen the Mississippi River, and I've always wanted to see it. So I drove up and down the Iowa-Wisconsin border and just goofed around for about 4 or 5 days. That's beautiful. The Mississippi River is huge. I didn't realize how big it was. So anyway, that was pretty cool. I got the laptop back, they fixed it, and here I am. So yeah, that's what's been going on since you guys last saw me. The water looks almost black, but it's clear at the same time. Maybe because of the clouds? It's kind of weird. If that makes sense. But like I said, I am so tired of dealing with the GoPro cameras. They don't work like they're supposed to. The batteries die in the middle of filming. They get hot. Seems like just about every time I turn it on, it wants me to set the date and time. It's like, come on. With these DJI cameras, you turn it on, it's done. Like it's flawless. So, bought another one. The sandhills. I absolutely just love the sandhills. Nothing else like it in the world. There's train tracks right in front of us. When I first pulled up to this lake, there was a train going by, and I quickly got the drone out, but it was too late. So hopefully we can see a train go by. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, this lake is really weedy. Just looking down, it's nothing but junk. I think I might put the camera underwater and show you guys what this all looks like. Maybe catch some fish on film. I can't believe how perfect this is. Like, no wind. The air temperature is about 60, so it's just warm enough for a short sleeve shirt. No bugs. You got clouds that are just beautiful. I just said no bugs, and a bug flew in front of my face. Okay, nix that. I'm in sandhills. Can't get any better than this. Just wish a train would come down here. That would be cool. There's a bunch of geese. Yep. Can't be a lake without geese. Well, actually weedy right here. Wow. Yeah, look at that. I'm just right on the surface of this stuff. You know, I wasn't going to count this lake because it didn't have a boat ramp. That's kind of my rule. I only do it if it has a boat ramp or if it has access. So this lake made the list. Hear a train, or is that the traffic? I think that's just the traffic. The train comes by pretty often. When you're driving down Highway 2, it seems like there's always a train either coming at you or going with you. Of course, right now, there isn't one. I forgot to bring my water temperature thermometer, but sticking my hands in the water, it feels like it's about 50 degrees. It's pretty chilly. Can't see anything because the sun is right there. Oh, there we go. I'm not sure what that is. It's probably one of those herons. Then right down here, it's like a bunch of seagulls, all lined up on the train tracks. Kind of weird. That's pretty, that windmill. Yeah, this guy isn't moving for nothing. I can focus. Just hanging out. Yeah, this is really pretty. In the town, you can kind of see the buildings. I can't see in the viewfinder here, but the town is right down here. That's the beginning of Hyannis. Some of them are flying away. This guy's still hanging out. Where is he? There he is. Oh. Yep. He's like, no cameras, please. Well, it's looking pretty gross in front of us. I think I'm gonna take a left and shoot through all this stuff. I hear a train. No? I'm really obsessed with this train thing. I want to catch it on film. That'd be cool. I thought I heard a distant rumble of a train. Let's go this way, just in case we catch one. I'm somewhat close to it. Let's paddle through all these tall reeds. This is always kind of fun. So quiet out here. Oh, I hear a train. You guys hear that? I am picking up a lot of junk with my oars. I cannot believe how beautiful this is. The sandhills. I think I've said this before. Like, if you're from an area with like mountains, like, do you really think this is pretty? You know what I'm saying? Because you're so used to seeing mountains. And then you come see this and you're like, ah, it's just a hill made of sand. There's just something about it. You know, driving from Omaha, which is flat, to here, it's just a huge difference in landscape. Alright, I heard the train. I know you guys did too. Where is it? It blew its horn. Going through an intersection somewhere down there. I can see the very top of it in the distance. Oh, there it is. There's the light on the engine. Yeah, this will be cool. Something different. my chest. Awesome. I don't think I've ever filmed a train on a lake. Now I'm in all this junk. Yeah, I could feel that in my chest. Man, that thing is super loud. All right, cool. I could check that off my list. Caught a train on a lake. Let's get out of here. Oh, this stuff is gross. It kind of smells. That was cool. That was really something. I really wanted to capture it with the drone. That would have been cool, like flying the drone next to the train, but yeah, I lost my chance. But that might have even been better. Excuse me. That was cool. I'm glad I got to show you guys that. Well, I think I'm done with this lake. I've been out here for, wow, almost an hour. That's crazy. So, this is Avocet Wildlife Management Area in Hyannis, Nebraska. It's called Beem Lake. B-E-E-M. Kind of a odd name for a lake. But, like I said, I've driven past this lake half a dozen times, and I'm always like, how are people getting on this lake? And ends up somebody just mows like a patch of grass in that field right there, and they just slip their boats right into the water off of this junky, muddy stuff. But finally, Nebraska Game Parks put up a true parking lot and a boat ramp. That's pretty cool. The other lake that I'm going to do after this one, I read somewhere that after they finished this one, they went down to that one and kind of cleaned it up a little bit. I'll be curious to see what that looks like. So, this was number 13 on the list. Boy, I hope that's right. Number 13, and on the higher end, number 179. Man, look at that picture. That is like perfect. I need to start taking these snapshots of these films that I'm making and make pictures. I don't come out here and take pictures with these cameras, and I don't really have a true camera, you know, point and shoot. I got the camcorder, but I don't really come out here and take pictures, and I should. But the video, I don't know. Anyway, as I was saying, I get sidetracked way too much. This is number 13 and 179. Yeah, 179 on the higher end. So 12 left, you guys. 12 lakes left, and I'm really hoping to get like, I don't want to jinx myself, but maybe 6. I want to cut the number in half. Hopefully I can get like 6 done on this trip. I'm out here till Sunday. Today's Tuesday. But like I said, what is that? That was a weird noise. Like I said, some of the lakes are in wildlife refuges, and the government shut down, so it's great. So I'm not sure what that looks like. I know they closed the bathrooms and like the visitor centers, but you can still camp like in the campgrounds. You just can't use the facilities. And I don't know how they would be able to close a lake, you know? So I guess we'll find out. Anyway, you guys, this is awesome. This has to make a top 10 maybe. It's just, it helps with the weather and the scenery. The lake itself is kind of, you know, it's weedy, but I find this stuff really interesting. Like when I'm kayaking through dead trees, I always think that's cool. This is kind of on that level. The tall reeds sticking up through the lake kind of gives you an obstacle to kayak through. So yeah, this is beautiful. If you guys are ever out in this direction, in Hyannis, which the town's right there, and I don't think there's much in the town. I don't think it even has a hotel. I could be wrong, but if you guys are ever out here, the Game Parks, they put up a boat ramp, so now you can do it. That's really bright. Wow. So I'm glad to be back. Sorry for taking a month off. Sometimes you just gotta do stuff, you know what I'm saying? Can't kayak every day. So anyway, you guys, thanks for watching. I always appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. Wow. Just a beautiful, beautiful place. Ton of spider webs out here. Every time I float between those reeds, it feels like a line gets wrapped around my face and my hands. train that's going the other direction. You guys probably can't see it, but there it is. You can certainly hear it. Very cool. What a beautiful place. So glad I was able to do this on a perfect day. And the water's going to be really cold.